Снова здорово, девчонки, мальчики, вы на канале Геймскотта. Мы продолжаем нашу игру Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Усаживайтесь поудобнее, делайте себе чай. Всем приятного просмотра. Погнали.
Sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
Так, новый навык, давай.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train. I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you. Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle.
Честно. Главное, что честно. Поехали. Бито честно. Ну, заметьте, я ему в руку попал, а не куда-то там. Все-таки, как он рассказывает, я его, говорит, не убил, а только тяжело ранил.
After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch Jim.
Ну, опять
I
дали
followed
мне
those
пистолет.
bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. The perfect place to hide out from the authorities.
Да, это какой пистолет? С костяной ручкой.
In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the Reds and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Началось, все. Короче, проще в концентрации убивать, больше опыта дают обязательно. Вроде в голову попадать, должны были больше очков давать.
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Так. Там, скорее всего, секрет какой-то есть.
Now, where was I? Indians, right. I had more than my share of run-ins with the red man. Like that time. Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I could still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
О, опять.
So, did you ever find him? The man you are after?
Let me ask you something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Yo, винтовку теперь можно приобрести. О, дали.
Mr. Graves, are you all right?
Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door
Чего?
to heaven or hell.
Что-то опять петь будет? Я просто увидел шапку, надо ее забрать.
Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed was indeed that son of a bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing.
Фрэнк Джеймс. Это кто такой? Типа Джесси Джеймс. Фрэнк Джеймс.
I finally did track those outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
Сейчас у меня этот счетчик смерти заявится. Ага. Ты что, там перезарядки нету, что ли?
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead then as well. He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle.
Короче, не надо было туда идти, да? Или надо было? Видимо, надо было. Вернее, можно было.
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang. Right. I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead. It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite. On your person.
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack.
Take him out! He's just one man! Put him down! I want that bastard dead!
Не совсем понимаю. Но я туда уже не пройду, да? Я правильно понимаю? А, пойду.
Shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
Was Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life! Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will! At this point, I just don't give a shit.
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at him. I never did like that bastard. I am done here.
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
Что, его можно увидеть?
What happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts. I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again. But rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that sumbitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr.
Так, ну что еще прокачать такого бы?
While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
Son of a bitch!
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
Just me and Reed.
Жестко, конечно. Да, блин.
I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers.
От него тоже надо уворачиваться, он настолько мощный.
And repay him I did.
Винтовка. Ну, конечно, винтовка. У меня другого оружия нормального не было. Револьвера не было, который дальний.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame you never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him. Six months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
И что, и получается, он типа не нашел его все-таки? О, теперь мне надо
40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now. Both Johnny Rainbow and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he's had to be close to 70.
But for all you know, he could have been dead.
Так, отлично. И что я прокачал? Я вот это хочу, праведный огонь.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others. For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am.
Да дай посмотреть, что ж там лежит, ты жадина ты, господи. Куда мне идти? О. Что, я не прокачал?
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades. Just like me. But I wasn't about to call it quits.
Ты залезть не можешь? Можешь. Обидненько. Один в один, блин, эти здания.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in a grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around. I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Жесткие ребята, прям душат. Почему они не могут?
You obviously prevailed since you're sitting here dead.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack.
Жестко, чё ж так
Because
мощно-то?
when I woke up,
From the dead?
Так, хорошо.
there was silence all around me. I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here, there, even over there.
So I am right. You are touched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
Почему так больно и много? Я их даже не вижу, они все прозрачные, они все сливаются на этом фоне. Это просто какой-то кошмар.
Appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead. The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
Я уже на ощупь стреляю.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy. Thought.
Хорошая штука. Где? Это невозможно, просто их очень много, они с разных сторон, они прозрачные.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians
Да
of the Garden
ладно,
of the
с
Dead.
этого момента. Надо в центре стоять, офигеть, как честно.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longaball.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you've seen him alive.
He was alive.
Ну что мне это? Это невозможно. Ты чё, я сейчас в босса, надеюсь, буду стреляться, а не опять с призраками. Куда ты вправо уворачиваешься? Я влево нажал. Я не понимаю, иной раз не работает как надо. Ходить одновременно, это неудобно. В одну сторону могу, в другую нет. Это, ну это бред какой-то, это неправильно. Слушай, объясни мне, что происходит. Фух, это, конечно... Я случайно, возможно, нажимаю в эту сторону, и он уже не может типа отменить, но это странно. Это бредятина полнейшая, это невозможно. Просто невозможно. Оно бессмертно ходит постоянно.
The Sundance Kid?
Оно с дробовиком, оно тебе не прощает вообще
He was alive.
По идее, нужно перезаряжаться хотя бы чуть-чуть. А он не перезаряжается, для него это сложно. Он вроде там какая-то анимация есть, но это вообще, это между выстрелами этого незаметно. Ну, я убегу вообще. Он там стоит, это хорошо, стой.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Это очень... Ну, вот пока я вот багом его не убил, невозможно просто. Оно тебя не спрашивает, оно идет, тебя давит и стреляет с дробовика в упор. Ну, бессмертный, я же говорю. И чё, троих
But
будем
the kid
валить?
wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Так ты сам на меня
Those two
напал,
looked like they
козлина.
hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Eda's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Интересно, и что делать? Переключение фокуса противника, который смотрит на вас. Блин, надо было кнопку нажать, что-то я туплю. Надо было ж это. Все нормально. Неудобные они, конечно, эти ребята. Ну алло, посмотрите на меня. Да. Очень неудобная фигня, очень. Оно работает по-дебильному.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
А, мне надо было всех убить. А чё? Фигня какая-то. Там я мог двоих убить, тут я могу одного. Ну ладно. Эпилог, кстати.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
Понашел его, Бен это бог.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
Выберите свою судьбу, прощение или месть. Ну, кстати, по всем играм Call of Juarez, по-моему, все сводилось к прощению.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life. You hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
Если это финал и все, то я добавлю это к финальному ролику, предыдущему.
I won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
Походу, да. Благо подряд записываю, а не это. А не решил сделать паузу. Ну, было бы обидно. Короче, классная игрушка, классная. Поверьте. Советую поиграть. Интересная подача сюжета. Что-то резко перестраивается прям в момент повествования. Очень круто, поэтому ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал. Обязательно сыграйте в эту игру и напишите, как она вам. Всем до скорых встреч, всем пока.